We learn, we care, we dream. It means that we all learn together, we all dream about what we're going to be when we grow up, and we all care for ourselves and about each other.
We learn, we care, we dream. We learn means this is a safe environment to learn with your friends and have fun, and to care about your future and others and other people's feelings, and to dream about the future and set goals for yourself.
Edgar Allan Poe Middle School and community are committed to providing students a nurturing, supportive environment where individual differences and talents are respected. Lifelong learning is strongly encouraged, and all students are expected to achieve to their highest potential. When I became principal of Poe Middle School, I couldn't believe it. I was so delighted to be the principal. And that very first year, I started implementing all of the middle school ideas that I could implement in 1 year, mainly talking to teachers about the characteristics of the middle school child, telling them that we need to look at the physical, the emotional, the social, and the intellectual needs of children, that all of these, all four, need to be looked at, particularly at this age. We needed to look and to understand. A lot of teachers would say, well, I understand the characteristics of the middle school child. I know them. And I say we need to internalize them. We have to use them in curriculum. We have to use them in the activities that we plan for children. We have to use them when we plan social activities. Everything needs to be tied back to their characteristics. For instance, in a class, if you know that children have a short attention span, what you need to do is to plan different activities during the period so that you keep them busy and on task. If you know that they are very social, you have to give them some times to work in groups to be able to talk, because they are very social at this age. Understanding and really internalizing the characteristics of this age group will help you with anything. It helps with the discipline of the school. They're happier children.
November 23rd meeting.
One of the things that I am the proudest of at this school is the Middle School Council. I think it's exciting when you let other people make decisions. I think that two heads are much better than one, and many heads are certainly better than one. And the Middle School Council is a group of teachers who wanted to learn to be collaborative decision makers in the school.
This is just for our own information within the math department, okay. And of course,
so
you'll
that's
have
not
access
something
to it.
We would use
not anything that's going to leave the building. Okay. It's just for us to know how our kids are doing in math, right around Christmas, around in there, so that we can kind of see if there are kids that are falling by the wayside and need extra help or whatever.
If we're already saying the math department's already doing this, why reinvent the wheel? If you're already doing it, let's use it. Take a pre and a post test and see the growth.
We talk about things, and we do make decisions, but it goes out to the whole faculty. There's a team member from every team on our council, and other areas of the building are represented. We have a parent on the committee, and we talk about all the things that we need to talk about and make decisions about in the school. We have a forum where people can come in front of the middle school council to bring up their needs and ask our advice or ask us to think about something they want to do. It's very exciting. The teachers are wonderful. They are so professional. They are the ones who should be making decisions about the things that happen to them every day. They're the ones who deal with the children and know how to solve the problems.
I think there's a lot of concern from teachers and students that there be some type of structure so that students feel that all students in the school are getting the benefit of TA. We came up with Monday being a catch-up day, or you could also refer to it as an academic day where teachers could check academic planners and check with the kids on how they're doing in particular classes. Tuesday is Stop, Drop, and Read Day, where everyone is silent reading. Wednesday would be also an academic success day, but more towards study skills and actual emphasis on academic achievement rather than a catch-up type of situation. Thursday would be a team day where teams could plan particular activities that they wanted to implement. And Friday, we call it a TFC day, which would be social community outreach, kind of an open-ended type of thing.
It's exciting to see the different teams in the school. The teams have their own flags, their own sort of mottos and mascots. And in fact, if you go down to the cafeteria, you'll see all of the flags of the teams hanging in the cafeteria. They made their own team flag, and they're very beautiful. And they can use them when they're having a team meeting. The Penguins, for instance, when they have a team meeting, they call it a penguin swim. So they go down for a swim. They all have a little something that makes them unique and special.
For the most penguin spirit. And here with the penguins, Nadia. Most penguins. Woo!
Good morning. I'm Shari Chandler.
And I'm Irene Moore, and welcome to the Morning News. It is 7:55. Relax and listen to the morning news. These are the top news stories we are following today.
Attention all National Junior Honor Society members. A reminder that the next meeting is Wednesday, December 16th, and it lasts until 7 p.m. You must arrange...
TA is a 20-minute period at the beginning of the day, every day. A TA is a teacher advisory, and all of the students are assigned to a teacher. All the students in a particular TA are from a particular team. So my TA, all the students in there are Lions. The Lion TA students are engaging in cooperative learning activities that are used to build team spirit, learning to work together in a cooperative way as opposed to a competitive way, and just having fun and working with students who they may not normally be in class with. And the activities that we're doing, we're using a parachute to build some team spirit. We cannot get the parachute up unless all of us work together.
Everybody under, try to get back on the other side, catch the chute before it comes down. All right, so up, walk in, let go.
When we are working on the rails when they are trying to walk, if everyone doesn't have a coordinated motion and everyone move together, they cannot be successful in going from one place to another. And when we play games such as the non-elimination musical hoops, we change the traditional games such as musical chairs, which you used to play at birthday parties. If the music stopped and you didn't get to a chair, you were eliminated and a chair was removed. Well, in our game, no one is eliminated. We simply eliminate a hoop, and everyone has to cooperate in order to get inside the hoop and be successful doing that. And the last activity on the balance beam, we were getting in size order from the smallest to the tallest. And they had to cooperate to move their place in line without falling off the balance beam and disrupting the activity.
In building a master schedule for Poe Middle School, our goal is to create a design that will facilitate the implementation of the middle school philosophy. From the elementary model, we borrow the concept of blocking. And blocking means that a teacher or a corps of teachers, a group of teachers, are given 5 common blocks of time during which they can implement their instruction. It gives them control to either decide the length of the instruction, each period of instruction, the grouping and regrouping of students according to their individual needs and in order to create as heterogeneous a group as possible, and also regulating the times during which classes are taught. The other aspect that we borrow from the intermediate school is in the area of exploratory arts, or to use the old expression, the electives. These exploratory arts or elective arts give children a chance to explore things like home economics, technology education, any of the things that we generally consider to be elective courses. The third aspect of the middle school schedule is the issue of inclusivity. By that I mean that it's very important to us that we include within the mainstream all our special populations.
Alarm clocks, because you don't have to worry about whether you can get up or not. I'm thankful to perfumes and deodorants because people treat you different.
And the fourth aspect is crucial. That's providing the core teachers with a common planning time. During this block of time, these teachers have the opportunity to plan integrated instruction, they can plan team activities, and they also meet with specialists such as the LD resource teachers, the counselors, the administrators, any resource people who are important to them in dealing with children.
Large area that we need to focus on, and perhaps that we should focus on this probably the entire month of December. We need to find out now how each of us is going to follow through on directions just this week. Next week we will use another spot, another direction, another tie-in. I'm going to do a mini unit on capitalization and punctuation, and this morning we started with a concept map. I put up the outline and...
Team meetings, fabulous. Ordinarily I'm an elementary trained teacher, having taught 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and this is a lot of professional growth to move into 7th grade. And the team meetings of 45 minutes, to have that planning time every day is the most valuable thing I can see in education today. The team meetings are very professional. We integrate ideas. We talk about students who need help, some of our at-risk, high-promise students, whatever. The one thing that we're concentrating on this week and this month as well is following directions.
You're going to write down all of these words, copy the vocabulary words on a separate sheet of paper. You're going to work with your project partner. You're all in project partners today, and I know you guys have a threesome here. And Ilias, you're new today, and we're glad to have you. So you're all with your project partners. So as you go down through this, designing a crossword puzzle using the words that are over here, then you're going to write the definitions, and you're going to use numbers like across. You could use the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. The odd numbers you could use down 1, 3, 5, 7.
In social studies, there's a lot of vocabulary development. So I work with Mrs. Schaffner, who's our English teacher on the team, and she has spelling lists, and so science and English and math and social studies all contribute words from their literature and from their readings. And so I extrapolated those words from their history and what we had been talking about having to do with Reconstruction. And so they were making the crosswords, and they had to design their own puzzle and then write their own definitions.
Do number 1, answer the first 3 questions on the worksheet. When you're finished that, then do number 2. Make a drawing of the side view of the crayfish, and I put that picture up here on the board. All right, label the parts. So when you get your crayfish, you will know, when I talk about the cephalothorax...
The kids being the way they are, middle school kids, they're always, their mind and their bodies are going 100 miles an hour. So as a team, we decided to zero in on these couple of weeks, talking about following the directions of activities in our classes.
Materials person will be timing what they have, and then each paragraph a certain amount of time so you could write it and then move on.
Encourage her to praise the person if they do a good job or do something right.
Good, and that's very important. Cooperative learning is a theory that children can work together in groups on a task or a project, and that each member in the group will be successful.
Stone, wood, bones, floats. Don't put pebbles. You should put early man used tools
that were made.
Made
of stone.
Tools made.
Cooperative learning means that I learn, I have a responsibility for my own learning, but I also have a responsibility for the learning of the entire class. My group, my class, my community, my society. And cooperative learning means that we depend upon one another, we learn from one another, and we make sure that each of us has the skills necessary to accomplish our task in classroom.
Each child will have a task to perform within the group, and the success is then limited to those relationships, and they can encourage one another to be successful within that group.
We teach them exactly what to do from the very basics. How are you a good cooperative group member? How do you participate in a group? We teach them how to listen, how to speak one at a time. We go through a whole series of skills developments that lead us all the way to the top, which means that then children begin to learn to question each other and challenge each other's thoughts, not each other. We teach them how to reach higher level thinking skills through cooperative process.
And like worked himself and made with rocks. Made with rocks and what? Wooden poles?
The children will be working within their group on a stated task, which will be to write paragraphs using the information from the data retrieval chart. They will then coordinate their information, and they will formulate it into a booklet, which will be a cooperative booklet that the whole entire group will be a part of writing. There will be illustrators in the groups for each particular topic. There are 8 topics that have been decided upon by the children to have been valuable in the culture of the early man. Today, there will be a recorder in each group. That will be the person who will be writing. There will be the reader who will be reading the notes from the data retrieval chart. The notes have been written in sentence form and posted on the chart. They will have a timer to keep them on task, and this timer will also have the role of the encourager, and that person will be making certain that each child has a particular task to do in the group as far as participation and keeping them on task. Then there will also be someone in charge of the materials, which is the designated person to get the information from the data retrieval chart and then to return the information when they are finished coordinating it. The groups will then report how they work together, how well they work together, and process their relationships to one another.
Right now, the kids are involved in a technology unit where they get a chance to use a computer to run a machine called a CNC lathe. The students follow a program that will actually turn out a product that industry uses. This is the way of the future now. Industry is leaning in that direction, and most of the skills that were developed in the past are not as job-oriented as these new skills would be. This is what the future is leading to, and these are just exposures that the kids will have an opportunity to be involved in. They also work a program, a computer-assisted drawing program, where they'll actually draw this same object up using the computer and a printout. Also, again, with the use of the computer, the students have a chance to design fins for a model rocket that they will actually fire. And the computer will give them a printout if the rocket is stable or if it's unstable. A lot of times they feel that they're overloaded with computers, but once they start to get into what's being done with it, it's a little bit different than the other curriculums because they have a chance to actually make something and test something rather than just working off of a monitor. So they after they find out what's really involved with it, they seem to enjoy it.
All right, ready to launch.
You're eating it!
The 9-week unit that we have specifically for the 6th grade, what we do in this, we teach them basic competencies that basically help them throughout their lives. A lot of our kids are latchkey kids, where their parents, some of them, their parents don't even come home until 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And that's just part of our society now. I mean, it's just something that's happening. So what we do is we give our kids just a real support system. We teach them a lot about just learning how to be independent, how to survive that time that they're home alone. We teach them a lot about safety skills. We teach them some just basic life skills as well, such as laundering skills. A lot of these kids, they kind of have to take on that responsibility at an age so young, 11 years old, and we teach them how to do all of the family's laundry, not just their own. We do stain removal. They'll be working in groups of 2, and they will first put all the stains on their little swatches, rub them really hard, and then from there they'll go around in a different area where they get to try to remove the stains, where they have buckets of water and they will submerge the stains into these buckets of water and scrub, and then they can put peanut butter on it or ice and put it back in the water and scrub until the stain's removed.
The STARS program is a program designed for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders who teachers have identified as those students who can perform at a higher level than they currently are. It's a motivational program with various components. Through after-school study support, we have an after-school tutoring program, both with peer tutors, which is new this year, as well as teacher help.
And then they make their own salad. They pass it from. Actually, it's a budget, and out of the budget they make a salad.
The kids go to the teachers for help or work with their peer tutors for 45 minutes. At 3:15, they return to the STARS room where we feed them, and we give each one of them a ticket. The tickets are identified by name, and they're kept in a big vat, and at the end of the year we have a huge celebration with huge prizes, and of course those kids who have the most tickets have the best chance of getting prizes.
Any educator will tell you that we don't just deal with the academic side of the child, we also deal with the whole child. And we have a student-to-student incentive program on the Lions team that we hope will bring out the positive side of every child. It's called the Lions Pause to Remember, and it's a play on word. Our display is PAWS, and we've talked about that with our students, the difference in the spellings. This is a chance for them to thank each other for a kindness done from one student to the other. We can give them to students, they can give them to us, they can give them to anyone on the staff who's helpful to them, and on a monthly basis we keep track of the number of paws on the wall. So this is a way for them to let each other know that they are very appreciative of kindnesses, that people do notice when you're kind to each other. And we've noticed a big difference in the way they treat each other, and the fact that they are a lot more aware now when someone does something nice for them. We're hearing more thank yous, we're hearing more, ooh, I want to give a paw to them for helping me do that. So it's a nice way to bring out the positive side in everyone and make them aware of the fact that everybody has a chance to be helpful to someone.
Front, front, back, back, front, back, side, kick. Right, 2, 3, kick. Left, 2, 3, kick. Turn, 2, 3, kick. Turn back, 2, 3.
Well, today we reviewed a couple of the line dances that they had learned earlier in the year and introduced a new one. The purpose being to have the youngsters feel as comfortable as they can feel when they go to a school dance. So when they leave, they also feel good about themselves. Slide, 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 right, left, right, rock back, left, touch, rock, back, step, kick, turn, slide, 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 left, back, left, right, skip, left, skip, walk, back, and rock, wiggle left, wiggle right, single, wiggle, step, kick, turn, right, back, right. I think one of the best things that happened today, I forgot one whole part of the whole dance and no one laughed at me. You can tell, and I can tell the difference when someone's laughing with you and when someone's laughing at you. And this is a real confusing stage. It's okay to be imperfect. That's what makes it special, because we're unique.
To learn, obviously, people come to school to get an education, to dream, to dream about your future, what you want to do, what you're going to do with your education. And to care is that all the teachers are caring, and the students should be caring for each other.
It makes me that we care about each other and we care about ourselves. We're here to learn, and that's what we do, and we dream.
Students care about each other and their thoughts, and teachers care about the students and what they do. And we try to learn from the teachers, and they try to teach us, and we admire them for that. And we dream about our future and what we might be in, a doctor or an engineer.